Hello and welcome to a first look at Ash of Gods Redemption, a turn-based tactics RPG with collectible card game elements and a story where even the death of so-called main characters will not cause a game over. It was developed by AurumDust and released on Steam in March 2018. For disclosure, I received this game for free. In this world, monsters known as Reapers exist, and where they appear, humans begin to die in large quantities. Cataclysmic events known as the Reaping occurs ever so often, and in the opening cutscene, you witness a climatic battle where 12 heroes attempted to end the cycle of the Reaping once and for all by sacrificing themselves. However, it was not to be, as one hero was struck down before he could activate the sacrifice. 700 years later, Reapers begin to appear again, and signs point towards another round of Reaping. I simply love the rich lore and world building, which was created by a fiction author working on the game, and there's supposed to be a novel that is simultaneously being written, making it an interesting conflux of media. You play from the perspective of three characters: retired Captain of the Guard Thorn Brennan, a bodyguard named Lo Feng of the Shadow Clan, and the scribe Hopper Rowley, a name taken on by the fallen hero mentioned earlier. The three perspective setup is fascinating since I looked forward to them interacting. For example, fleeing his home after a Reaper attack, Thorn Brevin and a band of survivors seek out magical menhirs, stones that are said to have healing powers, to cure his daughter of a magical infection that could lead to her death. Hopper Rowley, having missed Thorn by a couple of days, is given the task of chasing after him since one of the men under Thorn's command is the son of a nobleman, and Rowley himself is, of course, seeking redemption after his failure 700 years ago. The core gameplay is turn-based tactics, but each character has both health and energy meters to manage. If health goes to 0, that unit is out of the current battle and will sustain 1 wound after the fight, with 4 wounds killing the character. Energy is used to move a further distance on the grid, highlighted in orange, or to activate special abilities. Most attacks can be targeted at an enemy's health or energy, but if a character's energy is depleted, attacks targeting energy will instead do double damage to health. Characters have a wide variety of abilities: default attacks, ones which increase defense while dealing damage, abilities which knock back enemies, spear attacks which can hit enemies from one space away, area of effect attacks which damage all surrounding enemies, ones which cost energy, and even ones which cost health in exchange for massive damage. An interesting tactical consideration is that units can be moved in any order, but all characters under your control have to move before all characters can be selected again, and you alternate turns with the enemy. This is critical as you kill enemies, since if you have 5 units and the enemy has 1, while all 5 of yours have to move, the enemy's single unit will always be in play, meaning that that unit could continually wail on one of yours. Furthermore, we have CCG-style playable cards with effects such as immediately causing 10 health damage to an enemy, boosting your armor, and increasing your attack, etc. You can equip up to 5 of these, and they have a turn order number on them, so cards with 2 on them can only be played in turn 2 and so on, with more powerful cards only unlocking later. Characters have equipment which increases their stats, and gain experience from participating in battles. Leveling up grants skill points which can be used on passive abilities like increasing health or enhancing their available skills. As you travel from area to area, there is an overworld map which charts your progress, and the important currency here are strixes, magical charms which protect you from Reaper magic. The overworld is also filled with random events, and locations themselves contain interaction points such as buildings, corpses, footprints, or blood to investigate, or members of your party that you can talk to. At a glance, the invariable comparison to the Banner Saga has to be made, since both feature gorgeous hand-drawn art and are turn-based tactics games. However, Ash of Gods does have visual novel-like decision-making, as the choices that you make do have far-reaching consequences, and these will be highlighted to you by the quill symbol on screen. Furthermore, the developers have coined the term roguelike storytelling, basically making it such that the game doesn't care if your main character dies. the world still turns and life goes on. I thought that this is a pretty cool concept to have in the games, so I am eager to see where this leads. Overall, I like Ash of Gods Redemption for its gorgeous art, tactical combat, and rich world building. While some Steam reviews have complained of the Russian to English translation, and I'll admit it's a little rough in spots, the overall presentation and world did capture my attention. Do note that the developer has mentioned that they see this game as the first part in a trilogy, but I quite like it based on what I have played thus far. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow my Steam curator, and check out the subreddit to keep up with the best indie games, and I will see you in the next video.